delivery. First, I will proceed for the A to J mnemonic, and I will ask for the help and address the patient and her attendant regarding the situation that we are going to apply the forceps, and I will check that the proper analgesia is given to the patient. After that, I will empty the bladder of the patient and will reassure also that the backup of OT is available. Then I will do the examination of patient to do the cervical dilatation, station of the baby, and membranes are ruptured or not, and also I will check for the pelvic adequacy. After that, I will check that my trolley, that my all equipments are ready, and that my forceps is of the same pair and the same size are forceps. Then I will first I will apply the forceps in front of the maternal pelvis. Then I will take the left blade with my left hand and insert on the right side, left side of the mother under the guidance of the right hand. Then I will ask my assistant to hold the my blade. Then I will take the right blade with the right hand and insert on the right side of the mother on the left hand guidance. Then I will lock the blade in front of the maternal pelvis. After that, I will check that when my forceps is locked adequately, that it means it has been applied successfully. Then I will check the one finger loose in the fenestration, and the sagittal suture is lies anteriorly, and posterior fontanelle is at the level of the shanks. Then I will give the at the gentle downward traction by the Pijot's manual, and try to deliver the head of the baby. And I will look for the any episiotomy incision is required or not. When the jaws are visible, then I will first remove the right forceps, and then I will remove the left forceps of the baby. When the head is visible, we will deliver the baby in the rest of the mechanism of the labor, and keep the baby on the maternal abdomen and do the active management of third stage of the labor. After that, I will look for any the vaginal tears or the is present, and they will stitch the episiotomy and will shift the patient to the recovery room.
I will explain the whole procedure along with all needs and the benefit, and then I will take the informed consent. I will keep the patient into the lithotomy position. I will make sure that her bladder is empty. After gowning and the gloving, I will clean the area with the antiseptic solution, and then I will insert my hand. I will keep the base of the hand at the subpubic angle, and I will keep my finger on the sacral promontory. Normally in adequate pelvis, the sacral promontory is not reachable, and the diagonal conjugate is more than the 11.5 in normal adequate pelvis. After that, I will check the sacral curve, and sacrum is curved in adequate pelvis, and then I will assess for the sacrosciatic notch, and it admits more than the 2 finger, and it is wide. After that, I will check the pelvic wall that are the divergent in the adequate pelvis, and then I will check the sacral ischial spine, and it is not prominent into the adequate pelvis. Then I will assess for the retropubic area. It is straight in the adequate pelvis, and then I will assess for the subpubic angle. Normally it admits the 2 finger, 3 finger, and it is wide. And then I will assess the coccyx. It is movable in the adequate pelvis. After that, I will take the ischial tuberosity. Ischial tuberosity. Then I will enter the one fist to assess the intertuberous diameter. Normally it admits the 4 knuckles of the hand in the adequate pelvis. After that, I will reposition the patient. I will thanks to the patient, and I will write down the note.